Deadlock's new fast-paced 4v4 game mode Street Brawl has been out for a few days, and I've already logged a ton of games of this thing. I'm loving it so far, but today I want to give my comprehensive review of Street Brawl so far. What's good, what's bad, what needs to change, what are the best heroes, what are the best items? I want to get to all of it in this video. Hey everyone, this is Connor here at Dead Unlocked, and I have been loving Street Brawl. It's so fun, what a vibe. I have a ton of thoughts about this game mode, and so let's get right into it. So before I get into my kind of review proper of Street Brawl, we should first understand what Street Brawl is and what's the scope of this game mode. So obviously, like I said, it's a 4v4 fast-paced game mode. The emphasis is on micro gameplay. You're team fighting, you're brawling, and you're in and out of a game in 15 minutes. In that amount of time, you've been able to play a hero, maybe one you haven't played before. I've been queuing random a ton on Street Brawl and been loving it. You've probably used some items you've never used before. You get a little bit of practice, like pairing abilities, maybe if you're queuing with some friends, right? And that really, I think, is the heart of this game mode. This is a way to approach Deadlock in a much more approachable way, learn heroes, learn items, and just have fun in the engine. And this is a huge contrast to the normal game mode, which requires timings, a certain, a knowledge of a lot of different stuff, right? And so when we think of who should be playing this game mode and why, I think Street Brawl is kind of twofold. One, it's obviously for all those of us that have been playing Deadlock for a long time and love the game and just want a way to wind down. Maybe this is a game mode you're playing after, legally consuming some cannabis or some alcoholic beverages. I don't know. This could be a great late night chill game mode. It certainly has been for me. But otherwise, and probably more importantly, this game mode is for the new player. I mean, this is a way, and again, I think a lot of new players are going to be coming to Deadlock pretty soon. This is a way to learn the micro interactions, learn heroes, learn items, all that good stuff. And so when we talk about this game mode and what I like and don't like about it, I think it has to be kind of with this context or with this scope of what the mode is for and who it's for. So let's start with the good. What do I like about this game mode? Honestly, there's a lot I could talk about here. There's so much, but if I could distill it down, I really just love the chaos and the variance of Street Brawl. I think that's why you play this mode as opposed to regular Deadlock, which feels very calculated, timed, intentional. Street Brawl is wacky. Like I'm going in with my enhanced and legendary items. I'm dropping pianos on people. I'm getting random stat boosts every 2 seconds with Eternal Gift, right? Like I'm having a good time, just embracing the chaos of this game, while also, like I've mentioned, learning new heroes, learning new items, all that good stuff. And I think for me, it scratches a similar itch as like Overwatch, where you're just fighting. It's just like a very, you can almost like turn your brain off in some ways, but it offers just enough strategy with the, especially when you're in like a last round and you're trying to time respawn timers with getting a walker, like it still scratches some of the same itch of kind of normal Deadlock, the proper game mode, but with that added chaos to it. I also really like just the overall duration of this mode. I think Deadlock needs something in that 15-minute window where players can get in. Maybe it's a warm-up game, maybe it's a decompression game. I've mentioned in past videos how the hideout kind of serves that same function. Now we just have even kind of that next step, right? So you can maybe start off loading into Deadlock, toggle around in the hideout, use some abilities, right? Just like very brain completely off. Then you get into a Street Brawl game, you warm up some of your mechanics, then maybe you get into a normal game and you play traditional Deadlock, right? So it just serves a lot of good use cases for the Deadlock player, and I think will serve to improve quality of life for the average Deadlock player quite a bit, while also being obviously a great tool for new players coming into the game who are just trying to figure out what's going on. But at the end of the day, I think this mode is great because you have to experience Deadlock to get it. Like I think that it's easy to see a clip online or to see the Deadlock update, if you're a newer player coming to this video, right? But to actually know why this game is so fun, I think you actually have to get in there and play it. And a bot game or the traditional mode can be really intimidating, harder ways to do that. Street Brawl is just so easy to just get in and experience why so many of us love this game, Deadlock, so far. So all in all, there are so many more things I could get into. I love the aesthetic, I love the music. There's a lot of details that I love about this game mode as well that I could, again, talk about at length. But overall, I like what this game mode is trying to do. I think Street Brawl achieves something that Deadlock really, really needs, and I think it will serve the player base for a long time. And while Street Brawl is undoubtedly awesome, there are a few things I would change to it. Now, nothing I would necessarily change to the overall framework of the mode. The only thing in that regard would be, it feels like at times, if you get 2 Guardians and you are on Walker, the other team is going to almost always bring it to that 5th game. Now, there's occasions where you just get rolled, you have a bad comp, you've poorly rolled items, and those are the games that should end in a 3-0, so it is good that that can happen, or a 3-1, right? But it feels like most of the games I have played have gone to a 5th game. That could be the intention of the mode, like to eventually force a walker fight, but there are just aspects of that that don't feel great. So I think things that could help resolve this, maybe it's a change in respawn timers, or just how, overtime respawn timers work. It feels like you just kind of want to wait till overtime to get a few kills, and then you're able to usually just get walker in one single push, especially if it's round 5, right? So that maybe, and there's a couple hero abilities that really don't have much use case. You have like Mirage ult really doesn't feel useful. Like going into Ava as Calico doesn't feel great. That might just be an inevitability, that there are going to be heroes that are obviously designed for the main game mode that don't port over amazingly to Street Brawl. And I certainly wouldn't suggest that devs have like one version of the hero on Street Brawl and one version of normal, because then it would get confusing when players are trying to transition over. So I'm not sure what the solution is for that, but that is something that has felt a little bit odd playing like a Mirage, for example. Otherwise, I saw Ansonex, another Deadlock YouTuber, post, I think it was on X, about how there could be like some variance between the enhanced items. So maybe like a percentage range that the item is enhanced, then you could like min and max roll. That could be a really fun way to make it just even more like, because part of the itch that it scratches is similar to if you're playing a game like Diablo or like a Destiny kind of like looter shooter, where if you get that ultra juiced enhanced legendary item, it feels incredible. Like it's such a cool feeling to be like, oh, I got an enhanced eternal gift, like GG's, I guess. Like I'm just him. That is something that I think needs to stick. And I think if you had a min max roll system, and then you could max roll an enhanced legendary item, then you get people posting about it, showing clips. Like I think that could be fun for engagement. But in general, the enhanced items are so good, and the legendary items are certainly great. I really hope they continue to iterate on those, that it's not necessarily something I would know specifically how to change, but I thought Ansonex had a good idea there, so shout out Ansonex. But putting my review and my thoughts about Street Brawl aside, what are some tips for actually getting better at this game? How should you be playing Street Brawl? What heroes and items are best? I'll probably get to like best particular heroes and items in a separate video, but in general, we have to think about heroes in terms of what team fight value do they bring. So, and this is tricky because catch heroes and heroes that are meant to isolate can be good, but only if they can pull the enemy out of their kind of team's area. So in the opposite example, this is a hero like Mo and Krill. It feels like to me, Mo and Krill is pretty bad in this game mode so far because he has to go in order to combo someone. Or as a hero like Holiday might be quite a bit better. She has an AoE barrel ability, which is good. Like any kind of AoE or splash damage is really good in this mode. And she also has a way to pull an enemy out of their team into your own team, which is obviously something that is good in Deadlock in general, but especially good when we're just talking about team fighting. The obvious ones that are going to be good, though, are things with large AoE teamfight implications. So 7 ult is very good. Bebop ult is very good. Lash ult, right? Like a lot of these kind of classic team fighting things are going to be solid in this mode. And the same thing applies to items, right? Cooldown reduction is going to be good. It's going to allow you to use your abilities more. And a lot of the items are going to be dependent otherwise. But some tips to get better at the mode to play Street Brawl. Number 1, if you see an enhanced or legendary item, you at least have to give it some thought. The enhanced items have incredible stat boosts. If you've not played so far, you really should check those out. Like, there's only a couple of exceptions. Maybe like a late game enhanced trophy collector, you're really not going to get much value out of. But if you're getting an enhanced item otherwise, it might even be worth considering changing your build direction a little bit in order to get that. And the same is obviously the case for legendary items. There's only a handful that I wouldn't buy. I think I've had like a Grey Talon game where I got like the Ruined Gauntlets or something. You might not buy that then, but by and large, some of the legendaries are just insta-buys no matter what, like Eternal Gift, right? But some are a bit dependent. In general, though, you are going to want to buy the enhanced and legendary items. Otherwise, I did see that Dead Air made a really comprehensive Street Brawl kind of beginner's guide overview. I would certainly go check it out. They make great stuff over there. So there's a lot of great community resources that are going to come out about this. I saw Poshipop did a breakdown of all the legendary items in Street Brawl. So 2 really good videos about the mode as well that I'd suggest you all go check out. But all in all, I can't understate the importance of what Street Brawl does mean for Deadlock's development. In terms of not only just the quality of life for players approaching the game, but also for its development. I think we're kidding ourselves if we don't think that this isn't like a step towards the game coming out or its open beta, because this feels like a really important facet of what you would have to have in the game. It's kind of like one of those, In my mind, I have like a checklist of things that I want to see in the game before we get an open beta, which I don't know if my list is the same as Yoshi's, but still. And Street Brawl is something definitely that I would have on that list. A casual way for players to approach this game, meet the heroes, learn the items. It gives you 3 items at a time on your screen. You can read all the tooltips of each in a pretty reasonable amount of time. So it just, again, it is such a palatable version of Deadlock. Even though it is pretty chaotic, it still is so easy for a new player to come in, learn what's going on, and just have fun in the game. And fun is exactly what I've been having with Street Brawl so far. I really can't express enough how genuinely stoked I am that this mode is in Deadlock now. And I think this is just going to be, again, so important for Deadlock's next step of development, whether it's open beta, full release, what have you. If I had to give this a proper score, though, this is kind of a review of the mode. I think an in-progress review of a 9 out of 10 is completely fair for me. I think there's a little bit of polish here and there. There have been a few buggy moments, but I don't want to hold that too against developers because, again, this is a pre-release game. We are in an alpha state, and this game just came out a handful of days ago. So all things considered, I think the community should be really, really excited about this one. Again, keeping in mind that this really is a game mode for the new player. So if you are a new player coming to this, or maybe your friend has brought you to Deadlock, or you're someone who's looking to bring a friend to Deadlock, whatever it may be, if you are a new player, I'd really recommend this kind of sequence. Hop into the hideout, look at the hero roster, pick based on vibes, maybe try some abilities out right in the hideout. It's also the beauty of Deadlock is when you load in, you can immediately start toggling around with heroes and just kind of poking around, figuring out how the game works. Abrams is in there, you can beat him up, kill him all a bunch of times, whatever you need to do. Play a bot game of the normal mode, just to learn how the lanes work, how everything functions, all that kind of normal stuff. And then definitely start playing some Street Brawl. I really cannot encourage people to play this game mode enough. Embrace the chaos, embrace not knowing what is going on exactly. Buy every legendary item just because they're fun. Like, that really is the spirit of what I think Street Brawl is about. And so I'm keen on again, just kind of advocating that be the way that Deadlock is, that Street Brawl rather is played. There will probably be tournaments for this that will pop up. There'll be ways to play this game mode super sweaty. But again, I feel like the spirit of this is just, as the name says, it's just a good old-fashioned Street Brawl. So go out there, spam items, have a good time. Let me know in the comments what you all think about Street Brawl so far. Like I said, I've been loving it. I could sing its praises for days, but I would be genuinely curious to hear how other people's experiences have been. Has it been the same? Has it been rough? Has it been good? What would you rate it on a scale of 1 to 10? Definitely let me know in the comments. As always, thank you all so much for tuning in. We've got new heroes coming soon. Really, really excited. And as always, from our house to yours, thank you all so much for tuning in. We'll see you all next time here at Dead Unlocked.